Namaskar, good evening, buenas tardes. Sri K.J. Alphonse, Honorable Minister of State for Tourism, Government of India, who is part of our delegation, Ambassador of India to Panama and accredited to Costa Rica, Sri Ravi Thapar, Sri Ram Kumar Kashyap, Honorable Member of Parliament from Haryana, the officers who are part of our delegation, my dear fellow Indians, brothers and sisters, I'm really very happy to be amidst you today. But at the same time, I'm feeling little unhappy that I'm not able to spend much time with you people because I have to catch a flight and travel 12 hours to go to Madrid and then again another 12 hours to go to India. So we have an hour or so. I will just say a few words and later we can meet, greet, and also I think have an opportunity to have a photo of different groups. Today is Saturday, a weekend, but still you all made it to come to this meeting in large numbers. I have been deeply touched by warm and affectionate welcome you all have extended to us. I thank each one of you for this joyful welcome in this historic country of Costa Rica. I am extremely delighted and commend the Indian community in Costa Rica for the esteem and distinction that you have won for yourselves and India because of your high professional skills and competence. Each one of you is a cultural ambassador of India in Costa Rica. We may have one ambassador who is now in charge, but we have many ambassadors who are all working here or settled here and furthering the cause of our great country. I am happy that you have kept India close to your heart and Indian values and traditions imbibed in your lifestyle. Costa Rica's acceptance of yoga and Ayurveda is particularly heartwarming. Since its inception in 2015, the International Day of Yoga is being celebrated with widespread participation of Costa Ricans in cooperation with the local yoga institutes and the Indian community in San Jose. We deeply appreciate the issue of presidential decree, declaring all activities and initiatives relating to promotion of yoga and meditation to be in public interest, and yoga is being made a part of the curriculum for students in public schools. I am happy about the initiative taken by the President of this country. My dear brothers and sisters, I can share with you, this is the case with many of the countries. Wherever we go, even the presidents themselves are telling me, sir, we had our last yoga day in this very hall of Parliament or the presidential office. Like that people are explaining. Yoga is catching up. After all, yoga is an ancient Indian art. It's an art. It has nothing to do with religion. It's an art and an exercise combining mind and body for the betterment of our lives. So I'm happy that in this country also, not only people but also government is also encouraging. I'm also very delighted to know that there is a great deal of interest in India's history and cultural heritage in Costa Rica. We are grateful to distinguished scholar from Costa Rica who visited India and contributed immensely towards our cultural relations. Professor Hilda Chan Apue visited India on a UNESCO scholarship in 1950s and introduced studies on Indian history, philosophy and Sanskrit at the University of Costa Rica in San Jose. We deeply appreciate Costa Rica's admiration for Mahatma Gandhi, We have launched worldwide celebrations to mark Mahatma Ji's 150th birth anniversary. My appreciation to Costa Rican Indian Association for helping in the celebrations. During the last 2 days, I have had productive talks with the Costa Rican leadership, President, Vice President, Chairman, the Speaker of the Assembly, and various other important dignitaries, including ministers. We had a very meaningful, purposeful discussion on various issues, areas of cooperation where we can work together, areas where there is still scope for further improving the involvement of both sides. All these were, in fact, discussed in detail. A lot of issues have been identified by both sides for pursuing cooperation pertains to deepening of technology and technical engagement between both the countries. I am particularly happy that the President himself led the delegation to have discussions, and we spent more than 2 hours discussing various issues, because it is after a long time, very long time, first time after our relationship has started, that a high-level Indian public personality has come to Costa Rica. And in the meanwhile, both India and Costa Rica, they have all made a lot of progress. So we have exchanged information about the development of both the countries and also opportunities that are available. I have reiterated to Costa Rican leadership India's willingness to cooperate with Costa Rica in high technology skills in sectors such as space technology, digital sciences, biochemistry, pharmaceutical, renewable energy, climate change, agriculture, dairy farming, food processing, medical research and healthcare, and other such areas in which India has proven strength. We on our part look forward to benefiting from Costa Rican insights in the field of environment, climate change, especially its innovative forays pertaining to carbon-free emissions, as epitomized by the determination of His Excellency President Carlos Alvarado Quesada and his government to make Costa Rica a carbon emission-free country by the year 2021. My dear brothers and sisters, I can share with you, not only in Costa Rica, the other day I was in Paraguay, before that I was in Guatemala, Peru, Panama, and before that I was in South African countries and European countries. Everywhere there is a lot of newfound interest about India, about what is happening in India. The focus is on India, I can tell you. It's not because I represent our country and that you are Indians, I am telling you this. Wherever we have gone, the discussion is about India, its culture, its heritage, its growth rate, economy, and also the leadership of the country and the reforms that are going on in the country. They are matters of discussion, matters of appreciation. India is being recognized and respected worldwide, and people want to invest in India. Even here in our discussions, they are highly appreciative of our culture, our heritage. Particularly, they are impressed by our democratic system, parliamentary democracy, the way we conduct ourselves. So, my dear brothers and sisters, you will be very eager to know about what is happening in India latest. I can tell you India has become the fastest growing large economy in the world. We will be a $5 trillion economy and the 3rd largest consumer market in the world by 2025 or 30. This is not what I am saying. The World Bank, the World Economic Forum, the International Monetary Fund, the Asian Development Bank, the Moody's ratings, all are indicating that India is on the move and it is unstoppable. This is the actual picture. India ranked 3rd in the World Economic Forum's list of most trusted governments in 2017. And we climbed 23 places in 2018 and 30 places in 2017 in the World Bank Ease of Doing Business Index. Earlier, people used to complain about red tape. Now, the Prime Minister's initiative made it, it is red carpet. Whoever want to come and invest, they need not go around to a number of places. So they are being welcomed with a red carpet. And also, the buzzwords in India is, now we are moving towards online. Everything will be online so that there is no need to stand in line. That is our main line in the coming days. Nobody need to stand in line. Standing in line, meeting the concerned person, greeting the concerned person, shaking hand and doing something in between hand, nothing is required in future. So everything is going to be online. I feel that is the way forward for the entire world community also. People are becoming restive because as they know, thanks to information technology, what is happening in other parts of the world, they are able to know. So they also want to be part of the development story. They want better services and better deliveries. So online. The second is direct benefit transfer. You know that earlier former Prime Minister, late Prime Minister, Sri Rajiv Gandhi has once made a statement saying if I send 100 rupees, by the time it reaches Anantapuram or Thiruvananthapuram, only 15 rupees reaches, 85 rupees is leakage in the pipeline. It was a sincere statement made by him. But nothing could happen for a variety of reasons. And today, the government, the Prime Minister is very keen to see that the money reaches directly the people. That is scholarship, pension, compensation, insurance amount, or any other amount that has to be given to the people. Now that is being transferred directly. It's called as DBT. That is the way forward. Ultimately, you want to bring every service into that. And also, you know the success story of the opening of the bank accounts as part of the inclusive growth. Everybody should feel that they are part of the growth, otherwise growth has no meaning. Few five-star hotels or high-rise buildings or few national highways and rich people, multimillionaires and billionaires, is not going to speak well about the country. The development should be spread across the country. And particularly basing on our philosophy, the poorest of the poor, the suppressed, the oppressed and depressed people, the last man in the queue, they should be identified first and they should be given preference. That is our philosophy of Antyodaya that has been enunciated by Mahatma Gandhi, Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Deen Dayal Upadhyaya, all our earlier great people, they all said about the same. So that is the way forward. And then you have JAM, that is Janadana, Aadhaar and Mobile. The Prime Minister one day in the cabinet, I was in the cabinet earlier before occupying this constitutional responsibility. I was also Minister, Urban Development, Parliamentary Affairs, Information Broadcasting, Poverty Alleviation, Housing, these subjects I was dealing. The Prime Minister said, we must open bank accounts. We were all also felt happy. Then I told Prime Minister, sir, we will complete this during our tenure. He said, during our tenure. I said, a thing which could not be done in 58 years. If you are going to complete in 4.5 years, that's really good. He said, no, it should be done earliest. Prime Minister is Prime Minister. Nobody could say anything. But I can tell you, within 16 months, 36 crore bank accounts have been opened. 36 crore bank accounts. Nowhere in the world. Nowhere in the world. Not by any magic. Same bank employees have done it. They have done their duty. No OT. That is overtime allowance. They have done their duty. That's why this mighty thing could happen of 36 crore bank accounts. And initially when bank accounts are opened, you know that there is no dearth of skeptical people in our country. So people started saying, paisa nahi hai, to bank account खोलने में मतलब क्या है? पैसा है ही नहीं. ये क्या तमाशा बैंक अकाउंट खोलना? जैसा ऐसा आलोचना करने वाले लोगों को ये बैंक अकाउंट का महत्व क्या है, 2016 नवंबर 8 तारीख शाम को 7 बजे समझ में आया. बैंक अकाउंट कितना महत्वपूर्ण है। हर एक व्यक्ति अपना ड्राइवर से, अपना कुक से, अपना सर्वेंट से पूछने लगे, अरे भाई आपके पास है तो बैंक अकाउंट है ना, कुछ दिन के लिए पैसा मैं उसमें रख सकता हूं क्या ऐसा। And today it has done wonders. I'll explain to you. In our country today all villages are electrified after 70 years of independence. 6 crore LPG connections, new connections are given to our mothers and sisters who are in the BPL category. 175 gigawatts target is focused for renewable energy. We have bright sun. Some time back I was in London. The driver who was driving my car, he said, sir, good morning. I said, okay, namaste. He said, sir, today is a sunny day. I said, is it your son's birthday? He said, no, sir, sunny day. Sun is bright. I told poor fellow, in India, 365 days are sunny days. But we never took advantage. Now the focus is on solar energy. The result, thermal power, which was 6 rupees 70 paise, has come down to 2 rupees 70 paise on account of solar energy. And the Prime Minister took initiative along with the French President. We formed a solar alliance. More than 120 countries have already joined. Country after country is joining that together. We also, the government have recently provided 75,000 crores to take care of agriculture, farmers, because agriculture is in distress for a variety of reasons over the years. So to make agriculture also sustainable, this initiative along with so many other initiatives have been taken. The goods and service tax is another success story. This is single unified market in India for the first time in its history. It is world's largest revolutionary taxation transformation, I can tell you proudly, because the entire country, you know, from one state to another, district to another district, everywhere there is a check post, and then queue, then line, then other things also used to happen. Now no need. You start in Chennai, you reach Calcutta without stopping anywhere. And all one tax. Ultimately, one nation, one tax. And finally, of course, one slab. Now you can't have one slab. Some people are saying one slab. You can't have one slab for BMW and a BD. Or, if not BD, or for soap. You cannot have it, na? So luxury goods, they must have a different slab. But ultimately, we want to have confined to 2 or 3 slabs. And the progressive rates are, because the tax net has widened, the tax rate has come down. Initially, there was some criticism, some pain also was there. And also among small traders and all, what is this harassment? So many papers, we have to fill up all these papers, we have to go to chartered accountant. And then some people are saying, what is this slab? 28%, 18%, 12%. Now most of 85% are under the category of 12 and 5%. So people are very happy. So any reform for that matter, there will be some pain, temporary pain for long-term gain. You even know you go for vaccination, that pricks you. I remember during my student days, when the vaccination people came to my village, there was a dandora in the village, tom-tom. These are coming and everybody should be available at home. So when they told us that we are going to be vaccinated, some of us ran away from the house. And I went to my cattle shed and then climbed the cattle shed thinking the doctor will not be able to come there. That person seems to be a sincere man. He came and climbed the cattle shed and put the vaccination here. Normally you have that mark here, na? So that was the fear. So temporary pain for long-term gain. Yellow fever injection, so many things are there, na people. So this, the demonetization also was little painful. You have to wait in queue and stand in queue for your own money. But still, because they had the confidence and the Prime Minister, they withstood that. That also, some people told me, criticized also, I was in politics at the time. Now, of course, I cannot use that language. At that time, I told them, Babu, this is a temporary pain for long-term gain. What is temporary pain, sir? I said, this black money is like a cancer. If a body is affected with cancer, what is the remedy? You have to go for medicine. And sometimes you have to go for chemotherapy. They said, sir, you are comparing with chemotherapy. Chemotherapy means there will be hair fall. I said, no, there is no compulsory this thing. You have a choice. Whether you want to have a hair fall or your own fall. You decide either way. The country is going to be doomed with a parallel economy and with our neighboring countries sending so much counterfeit money. So that's been taken care. So now I can tell you, the last 3 income tax assessments saw unprecedented increase in tax compliance. The number of income tax returns registered a jump of 80.5% from 3.79 crores in 2013-14. It has gone up to 6.85 crores in 17-18. People now want to pay tax. The result is the income tax slab has come down up to 5 lakh rupees. There is no tax now. And not only that, so many other concessions are given. Housing loan has been made very cheap also. So many things. And money is being, whatever revenue is coming, that is being spent on various development and welfare measures. The anti-black money laws, they are very tightened. Some of them are very stringent also. But still, they are all done in the larger interest of the country. And the compliance has improved. This is what I want to say. The average tax paid by corporate taxpayers has been a jump of 55% from 14-15 to 2017-18. It is now stands at 49.95 lakh people are paying the corporate tax also. In the last 4 years, efforts to widen the tax base resulted in 80% jump in number of returns filed to 6.9 crores. Make in India for manufacturing, Digital India for digital connectivity, Mudra for microfinance, Ayushman Bharat for health insurance are some of the flagship programs for inclusive and sustainable development. Skill India for skill application, Swachha Bharat for clean and healthy India are all bearing fruits. Initially, this yoga, this Swachha Bharat, people thought, why this Modi is forcing, this is all Modi. I used to explain to the people, this is for your body, not for Modi. Swachha Bharat is for our body. Yoga is for our body, not for Modi. Being a Prime Minister, he is spreading this, spearheading this campaign. Swachha Bharat, Clean India, Make in India, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, or for drop crop, plantation of trees. They are all becoming people's movement. Because in a vast country like India with 130 crore population, you cannot get things done only through government. It will not be successful. People are habituated. You throw your dust into the other man's house and they throw their dust into your house and it remains same. So, but that was the psychology. Or otherwise people used to go to open place, आराम से टॉयलेट में जाना, ओपन में इतना ओपन प्लेस है ऐसा करके. तो माइंडसेट को चेंज करने के लिए इसको एक जन आंदोलन का रूप देने के लिए प्रधानमंत्री ने प्रयास किया. वो जन आंदोलन का रूप देने का जो प्रयास हुआ वो सफल हो रहे. अदरवाइज आवर माइंडसेट इज सब काम सरकार करेगा, हम बेकार बैठे तो चलेगा. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. दिस इज व्हाट द प्राइम मिनिस्टर सेड. यू आल्सो मस्ट परफॉर्म योर रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. यू मस्ट आल्सो टेक सम पेन. एंड देन नॉट विद दिस, now lakhs of crores of toilets have been constructed. There is no school in the country where there is no toilet, particularly for the girl child. This is the change that is happening. I am not saying that everything has happened and all. Things are moving in positive direction and they are being fast forwarded. And with the cooperation of the people, things are happening. Central government, state government, local bodies may be ruled by different parties. Broadly, there is a consensus. Broadly. At times they quarrel. You know what is happening in parliament sometimes. But at the end of the day, nobody is in a position to oppose reforms. That is the position. Now, Clean Ganga, massive campaign. Recently, there was Kumbh Mela. The Pravasa Bharatiyas, some of them who came to Varanasi, who got that award, and they went to Kumbha, and they came back and they told me, they said, sir, क्या भारत बदल गया क्या? मैंने कहा क्या हुआ? The way we have been received and also the cleanliness in Uttar Pradesh, they were underlining Uttar Pradesh, Allahabad, oh, what a change and all. 5 lakh parking lots 1,25,000 toilets, thousands of tents, army, police, local body, all joined together, and it was a great, great success which was concluded on 4th. And the number went to more than 25 crore people came. I can tell it's a wonder of the world. 8th wonder or 9th wonder. 25 crore people assembling at one place and not even a single incident taking place. That's the greatness, how things are changing. So, my dear friends, about this Mudra Bank also, now taddy tapper, weaver, fisherman, goldsmith, blacksmith, rickshaw puller, auto driver, fish selling woman, they are all given directly loans by banks. They have been mandated. That is Mudra Bank. That is the purpose of it. Housing, massive housing is being taken up. Smart cities, 100 smart cities, and also massive housing scheme for the vulnerable section of the people. This is happening. 10 centers of excellence are being now promoted. Number of IITs and also IIMs have increased considerably in different parts of the country. And also R&D Medical Institute, we used to have only one in Delhi. So much rush because of its reputation, R&D Medical Institute. Now almost 12 states are having R&D Medical Institute. That is how the progress is going on. And also with regard to the spectacular success of Mangalyaan mission and launch of a record number of 104 satellites in one day. Nobody could do it in the world. India, with all its expertise, thanks to ISRO and great scientists, 104 satellites are launched on a single mission. India is augmenting its infrastructure in an unprecedented rate. India has 1,31,326 kilometers of national highway. December 2018. 27 kilometers of road being built every day. This is a record. Our rural road connectivity has increased to 91%. The rural roads. I was minister at that time for the rural development. I remember when there was a discussion, everybody said, sir, for national highway, money will come back because of toll gate. But rural road, who will pay tax? If you tax, then they will axe you. So there is no scope. So I persuaded, and Sriman Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the great leader, he finally agreed for that proposal. Now you have Pradhan Mantri Sadak Yojana connecting most of the villages, because connectivity is the key for economic development of anybody or any organization. Now you also have world's third largest aviation market. The Udan scheme envisages affordable air travel, has added 40 more airports since last 4 years. And now 103 airports are already there. Domestic air passengers crossed 120 million for the first time in 2018. Upgradation, modernization of airports. Some of you might have landed in Mumbai or Delhi or Hyderabad, Bangalore might have seen how the airports have changed. That sort of a change is happening. The Prime Minister gave a 3-line advice, mantra. He said reform, perform, transform. Transformation of the nation. What is the purpose of transformation? For making the people's life more comfortable. This is what is happening. My dear friends, even the port-led development also is taking place. Cargo handling is increasing. And now we are planning to have inland waterways across the country. It used to be there in once upon a time. I remember in my state, we used to have Buckingham Canal transporting from Andhra Pradesh to Chennai. That has become different. Now 111 rivers have been identified for inland transport. Already the first inland waterway terminal was inaugurated on River Ganga recently. We are also expanding our railway network. You will shortly see first bullet train running in India. 3 Ds, which are democracy, demand, and demographic dividend. They are scripting India's development story. Indian diaspora, I can say, is the 4th D. The Indian diaspora is very active across the globe. They are trying to influence the public opinion in their respective countries, and they are also depositing money back home. Because I feel personally that everybody should remember their motherland, their Janma Bhumi. They should do something back to the society. they should remember their culture and heritage. My advice to all of you is, remember the culture. Remember 4 things. 1, mother, who has given the beautiful birth. You should never, never forget your mother. Mother includes father also, of course. Woman, W-O-M-A-N, man is there in woman. Second is Janma Bhumi, the native place. You should never forget your native place. Back home, you should do something to that village or town. Third, mother tongue, the language that has come from mother's womb. You should never forget it. You must practice, promote your language, wherever you may be, because bhasha or bhavana ek saath chalta hai. You will be able to articulate better in your mother tongue. The countries which were ruled by colonial rulers, most of them, they have forgotten their mother tongue, including here. Guatemala, Peru, and I asked them about their mother tongue. They said, we know only Spanish. After Spanish came, their language got vanished, their mother tongue. That's not a good thing. Everybody should remember and promote their mother tongue. Mother tongue is like your eyesight. Other languages are like your spectacles. If you have eyesight, spectacles will work better. If you don't have eyesight, then even if you wear ribbon glasses also, no insight or foresight. You will lose sight. So that's the case. So mother tongue has to be respected. But we should learn as many languages as possible. English, Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, Marathi, Punjabi, Assami, Bhojpuri, Dogri, whatever it is, and Urdu. One can learn many languages, but we must respect our mother tongue. Even if you are abroad, you must respect your mother tongue. At home, you must speak with your mother, brother, sister and father in your own language. What is this mummy, daddy, bidi, jadi, kedi business? Why should we use such words in our homes? This has to be understood by one and all. I am very serious about it. Even in Rajya Sabha, after I became chairman, I am allowing all Indians to speak in their mother tongue. 22 language, any language they can speak in the parliament. That is the arrangement we have made. To promote Indian languages. So, my dear friends, and the fourth one is motherland, the country to which you belong. You should never forget the country. We may have different languages, we may have different dress, alag bhasha, alag vesh, fir bhi apna ek desh, vividata mein ekata, Bharat ka visheshata. Irrespective of caste, creed, sex, religion and region, India is one nation, one people, one country. That feeling has to be there among all of us. And then, my dear friends, before I conclude, I would like to say only one thing. That is one, when you want to go abroad, my advice to all youngsters is go, learn, yearn and return. Do something back to your home. The second one is about people who are all in different countries. They must follow our tradition, culture, but they must follow the rules and regulations of the country which has given you the shelter or the home or the opportunity. You people, even you are Indians, if you are in Costa Rica, you must follow the rules and regulations of Costa Rica. That is the minimum responsibility of every citizen, whoever has gone abroad. And then the last point, as I said, is the important point is, while we are making phenomenal progress on all fronts, there is one festering challenge that continues to detract our attention from development. We are a peace-loving country. We never attacked any country. Once upon a time, India was known as Viswa Guru. Students from abroad, they used to come to Nalanda, Takshashila, Pushpagiri and read here. This is not what we are claiming. Huan Song, Pahian, Chinese historians, they wrote about India's greatness. India's wealth was 27% of the world GDP those days. But India never attacked any country, never went on war. All Tam, Dick and Harry came and attacked us, ruled us, ruined us, rooted us and cheated us also. It's all history, you are aware. But we never, because we believe in the philosophy of Vasudaika Kutumbakam. The entire universe is one family. That is the philosophy. Share and care is the core of Indian philosophy. That is part of our life. So, we never attacked any country. But today, the problem is with all our growth, with all our development, and we are moving at that speed. And The world growth average is 3%. Average. World economy. China, our neighbor, powerful economy, is also going little negative, 6.8%. India, our motherland, is moving at 7.3, 7.4, 7.5%. This is being confirmed by each and everybody. So with that growth story, we want to see that poverty is eliminated, illiteracy is taken care, and any discrimination, it should be ended. Regional disparities are addressed too, and economic disparities are also addressed too. But we have a neighbor who is aiding, abetting, funding, training terrorists. Terrorism is not an issue for India alone. Now it has become a world issue, international issue. Even America, they never used to understand our pain earlier. Now they are understanding it. Europe, Russia, many of the countries, we are seeing even in Egypt, everywhere, or Syria, what is happening and all. So terrorism is the enemy of humanity. It should be totally rooted out. And terror has no religion. No religion worth the name, whether it's Hindu, Muslim, Christian. No religion preaches terror, no religion supports terror. But some people are trying to mislead people. And they say that our religion is in danger, let us do this, let us do that and all. And trying to mislead the young minds. So the world has to be ready to understand this, and then we must see to it that we create the necessary atmosphere against terror. Necessary public campaign has to be taken by one and all. So terrorism detracts attention. If you have tension, you cannot have attention. Peace is the prerequisite for progress. Destabilization efforts and needless violence by terror groups whose training and violent actions are being supported, funded and encouraged by our neighbor. Our neighbor is aiding, abetting, funding, training terrorists. Open secret. There is nothing to prove. They say sometimes you give evidence. What is evidence? It is there in black and white. Everywhere, everybody knows what are the terror camps. Recently, after the Pulwama attack, where 40 people, our security personnel, our children have lost their lives. So the government, the Indian armed forces, Air Force, have taken a mission. 12 of our aircrafts went to Pakistan, targeted that training camp, and destroyed it, and came back without any problem within 21 minutes. This is not a military action. This is not a military action. It is a preemptive action to target the terror groups. That is being done by other countries also. So that's how. So we are committed to peace, but the others also must cooperate that way. Peace will not thrive if the forces of terror continue their unchecked run. India has been a votary of peace and non-violence from times immemorial. We wish to have cordial relations with all, including with our neighbor. But they must put an end to this hostility and irrational hatred. The harsh reality today is that terrorism is raising its ugly head in different parts of the globe. This periodical random upsurge makes it a global threat to peace, security and well-being of the people of the world. It's a global challenge, not a challenge of India, which requires a global response. No country is immune to these threats. We don't want anybody to help us. We don't need anybody's support. We are capable of fighting for our cause. We know how to respond, how to give reply to the perpetrators. But we don't want other countries to interfere in our internal affairs and fund the terror. So the world community must realize that terror is the enemy of humanity and it should be curbed. The United Nations should evolve a common strategy to combat these forces, and countries supporting terror, they must be named, they must be shamed, they must be isolated. That is the need of the hour. I am happy to be in the Costa Rica, which shares the same dream of peace as India does. This is a country which has set an example for the rest of the world by taking a major decision not to have any army. What a great step. This is truly a land of peace. I was also privileged to receive an honorary doctorate from the University for Peace yesterday. These events have stirred up a number of thoughts within me. This marks the year of 150th anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, whose words ring true even today. I recall what Mahatma has said in 1930 in the context of fight against colonialism. He said, I want world sympathy in this battle of right against might. This is what Gandhiji has said. When brute force of terrorism challenges basic human rights and disrupts peace and development, the world must unite and act through multilateral forum, especially the United Nations. The battle for peace includes, in the current context, battle against terror, battle against corruption, battle against climate change, battle against illicit money, battle against armed flows, and battle against drug menace. The entire world should take up this as a responsibility and move against this. It must be fought collectively and must be fought to the finish. During my interaction with the top leadership of the Costa Rica, I have explained them what are the steps we are taking. My dear friends, I am happy, as I told you, that I am here in this part of the globe, and I am happy that you all people who are all working here, you are also happy. It is not only prosperity that is required, it is happiness. Mere prosperity will not get you happiness. That is something more than that. So we must create such conditions throughout the world, and I wish you all the best. God bless you. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.